All animals, including you, have a life-saving instinct known as the fight or flight response. As your brain stimulates your body to breathe without you consciously thinking about it, to keep you alive, your brain instinctually enters the fight or flight response when necessary. This is an unconscious action. You cannot instruct your body to enter the fight or flight response with your human thinking brain. And you can't stop it with your human thinking brain either. You can learn about it and put into practice certain techniques to prevent you remaining in a state of mind designed to be a fast response. Your brain determines whether something is a threat to your life based on instinct, previous experiences, and your human thoughts. The human is a social animal, so alongside this, you pick up cues from other people. The human brain does not differentiate between real and imaginary. If you witness a traumatic event, you will react as if you were in that event. Every time you relive the experience through your imagination, your brain will react as if it were happening. Your brain will perceive the thing that happened as a threat to your life. It will flick into the fight or flight response when you imagine it, and if you put yourself into a similar situation. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a threat to your ego and a threat to your life. If you feel uncomfortable within your ego, your brain will categorize that as a threat to your life. The fight or flight response is also called an amygdala hijack. The amygdala are two almond-shaped bunches of cells in your brain. Amongst other jobs, they have the role of threat detection. The amygdala are fast responding and work quicker than the conscious parts of your mind. As a result, they often detect a threat to your life before you are consciously aware of it. An amazing lifesaver, not so beneficial for our modern human lifestyle. It's not ideal when you can't consciously explain or rationalize why your body is doing what it's doing. When your amygdala sense a threat, they immediately instruct the brain to release adrenaline. This causes your heart rate to increase. So, blood flows to the core so that you can run or fight. The air passages of the lungs expand to enable a greater intake of oxygen. The pupils of your eyes increase, so more light is let in. Blood is redistributed to the lungs. Your metabolism is altered. There is a surge of glucose for energy. Next, there is an increased release of noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is always present in your body, but increased during the fight or flight response. The role of noradrenaline in the fight or flight response is to increase your vascular tone so that your blood gets to the organs. If the stressor is still present, the hypothalamus in your brain releases corticotropin-releasing hormone. This causes your adrenal glands to release cortisol. At this point, your blood pressure increases and your immune system is suppressed. Your brain prioritizes safety above conscious thought. Therefore, when your amygdala hijacks and your brain moves into the fight or flight response, your human thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex, begins to switch off. This is progressive, and the more extreme the fight or flight state, the less on the human brain. With a switched off prefrontal cortex, the human thinking brain, you have difficulty reflecting on previous experiences and looking into the future. You find it difficult to think logically and problem solve. You struggle to speak and cannot self-reflect or empathize. You experience your emotional states physically. A recent study into the effect of meditation on the brain found that certain meditations, alongside hypnotic absorption, increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, thus bringing the human thinking brain back online. The fight or flight response during birth includes a pause in labour. An awareness of this enables a birthing person to use hypnosis or meditation to bring themselves out of the fight or flight response, so labour continues, rather than medics bringing in interventions to force the birth.